Hey, RetconRaider here. Today's video is dedicated to Ash. Thanks for your support. That said, let's get started. And welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker, as we pick up right where we left off last time, in the midst of the Troll King's castle. Now, last time we left off just as we had discovered this sun and moon puzzle in the middle of a Trobold classroom. I went back and looked at the watch captain's journals, and there are some clues in there, but really, I think most people just end up overthinking this one. If we zoom in, we can actually make out symbols to the side of either statue. If we head back upstairs to those discs we passed earlier, I'm betting we'll find some similar symbols on those as well. That's one. And that's two. In theory, the puzzle should be solved. Now, where did this drop us off?
My search was not in vain.
It might take us a moment to get back to the puzzle.
That is not far.
Huh. Oh, wow. That is a double elemental heavy mace. That might actually be one of the deadliest weapons we've found yet. We also found a suit blackened hammer, which is nice, but kind of pales in comparison to that mace. Now, since that's a simple weapon, we'll be giving that right to Harem. It's a pretty huge step up from the keen sickle we've had him carrying around till now. Very nice. At a glance, that more than doubles his effective damage range.
As it should be.
Another plot-locked door.
Applause, please.
In due time.
I don't like surprises.
Anything else?
Ah, looks like we do have another fight down here. Nothing too difficult, though. We'll try to make this quick.
Enemy approaching.
Yeah, that was just sad. Okay, I think we can make it back to the puzzle from here.
All according to plan.
Yeah, there we go. And there's our reward. Let's see what we've got here. Blessed Path. The gorgeous armor seems to be glowing softly. The shining metal is cold to the touch. This +2 full plate can only be equipped by good characters. It grants its wearer a +2 enhancement bonus to Wisdom and Charisma, and a +4 Sacred bonus on savings throws against compulsion effects and poisons. If equipped by a paladin, it also gives her the ability to use Smite Evil 2 more times per day. Wow, that's actually a pretty solid set of armor for a paladin. Which we don't actually have, so we can't actually use it. I guess that means it's just sales fodder for us. At any rate, at this point we really just have these 2 plot-locked doors, and I think we had an open path up here. For now though, we actually have to head back to Stagsfall first. Now, you might wonder why we're suddenly bailing in the middle of the Troll King's fortress. Well, it turns out that we've actually been out here in the Gnarl Marches for over a month of game time, which means we've probably got a whole stack of events waiting for us back in our capital. The special events are often keyed to whatever main quest you're on at the time. That means if we actually confront Hargulka before we resolve those events, we might actually end up missing them entirely. Oh, the other thing to keep in mind here is that we did just recently upgrade to the Enhanced Edition. We've got new loot, new events, and even entirely new locations added to the game. This'll give us a chance to get reacquainted with things real quick, before we start clearing any major events. +1 darts. That's fine, we can always use more gold. That, of course, is the other reason we're headed back to Stagsfall. After a month of stomping around in the Gnarl Marches, we are starting to get a bit overloaded with loot. This'll give us a chance to clear out our inventory, resupply, and we should be back to kill Hargulka in time for episode 36. Alright, let's see what we need to do here. The first thing you'll notice is that they've added a bit of a cheat sheet to a lot of the locations. It's mostly just quest markers, reminders of things you need to do at each of the locations you've discovered. Still, that will make it a little easier to plot out our travels in the future. For now, though, we'll keep things simple. We'll head straight back to the capital and, we'll see what happens. Oh, yeah. We can already see there's some kingdom events queued. Alright, halfway there. Let's set up camp real quick, and then we'll go see what's waiting for us. Get some rest, heroes.
Some food would be nice. And some booze. When I get to a tavern, I'll lock myself inside and won't come out until all the barrels are empty.
Oh, Amiri. Definitely overcompensating for something. I guess we'll find out more about that once we get into her personal quest. Oh, and here we go.
Let's finish them quick.
Huh, interesting. Bandits versus trolls. Kind of a clash between the storyline of the first two chapters. Well, let's wipe these guys out. I was hoping the bandits would hold them a little longer, but that's fine. Nicely done. Invisibility. Not a bad spell to add to our rotation. This was also a special encounter, so we should really sweep the map before we move on.
In due time. That is not far.
All clear. Back to Stagsfall. We'll definitely have to go through these scrolls once we get back. See what we can add to Silverleaf spellbook.
Time to search for the spot to rest.
Just a little farther, guys. Hey, looks like we finished building that workshop in Trade Guard. Alright, now let's... Need to be a little closer. There we go. Now let's see here. Looks like the tutorial is re-triggering. Likely because of the updates from the new Enhanced Edition. From what I understand, they actually made some pretty extensive changes to the whole kingdom management system, but at a glance, it looks like it's mostly just basic quality of life stuff. It also looks like we've got 3 visitors waiting for us back in Stagsfall, so I guess we should go see what they want. Oh, we've got a new project, too. Trade agreement with Mivan. Mivan will dispatch troops to watch the trade routes that connect it with our capital. +1 building point per week. So, that would take 100 weeks to actually pay for itself. Still, something to keep in mind. Really, if we're going to invest in any of this stuff, we'll want to do it early. On the other hand, restoring the old Talden mine would actually give us a slightly greater immediate return. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started on that. That burns through most of our building points, but we should have a few more to play with once we've stopped the troll invasion. Alright, let's head on in, get some rest, and then we'll see about tending to those visitors. Home sweet home. Oh, and it looks like someone left a +1 flail on my bedside. Weird, but I'm certainly not complaining. The man before you reeks of vanity. His black hair is curled, styled, and generously waxed, from the hair atop his head to the points of his mustache. His cheeks and forehead are powdered white, giving him a pallid look. His hand rests casually on the golden hilt of his rapier. As he approaches, a mean, sly smile appears on his face, clearly practiced and prepared in advance. Ah, the ruler of this barony. I'm flattered by your attention. Sir Stefano Mosconi of Pitax at your service. The man performs a derisive bow. What brings a Pitaxian noble to my barony? I was just traveling back home to glorious Pitax after paying a visit to Restov, all in service to King Castruccio Iravetti. I thought I might take a day to visit the capital of Pitax's bold new neighbor. Sir Stefano sniffs, then grins. I must say, I really should have spared myself the trouble. It's hardly worth seeing. A 5-year-old could tell that you're deliberately trying to offend me, Sir Stefano. Perhaps you could just tell us directly what it is you came here for. Sir Stefano stares at you and snorts. You know, the initial goal of my visit was to take measure of your so-called barony, to see if you had anything of value to offer to Pitax. And do you know what I found? Nothing. You have absolutely nothing to offer. Sir Stefano continues on, without giving you a chance to respond. Military, weak. Culture, weak. Economy, weak. You'd best pray to all the gods that my King Iravetti doesn't declare war on you. On the other hand, maybe you should pray he conquers you. This mess of a barony could use the rule of a proper king. Really now. I get the distinct impression that Sir Stefano is trying to deliberately provoke us into performing some kind of act of war. Perhaps there's a touch of truth to your words, but my barony is still very young. Everything will be different soon. If anything ever changes here, it'll be the number of dung flies, and that will only grow. Ah, well, I shan't continue this slaughter. No use battling someone who can't even fight back. All the best. Sir Stefano performs a mocking bow. Well, that happened. A peasant woman, her face soaked with tears, approaches you quickly. Oh, your grace, woe is me. I've met my darkest hour. You're my last hope. By all the gods ever prayed to, don't leave me in need. My name is Jenna Tannerson. Our village is a short way from here. It's been 2 days since my boy, Tig, ran away, and I haven't seen him since. We've searched and searched, but it's no use. If you don't find him, no one else will. Do you have any idea where he might be? Jenna looks around cautiously and whispers, There's this old hag in the Gnarl Marches, a swamp witch. I won't say her name out loud, don't you even ask. The mere thought of her chills the blood in my veins. She has the evil eye, and she eats people. She even turns into a black raven and soars into the sky. It's sure as day that she took my boy. Do people disappear frequently here? They surely do. There are so many hazards around, it's hard to name them all. Wild beasts in the forest, and monsters, and some troblins, and bandits, and whatever. Even adults have a hard time surviving here, and for a little kid, oh. I'll try to find him. Oh, Your Grace, thank you so much. I'll be praying to Erastil to grant you long life. If there's any news, I'll be nearby, in the tavern. May the good gods help you. The sobbing woman leaves. Your Grace, we are victorious. We fought off the spider invasion and defeated the strange dryad who led them. As a sign of gratitude, your subjects have a special reward for you. I wonder, was this flood of spiders truly caused by that curse? I mean, the curse must be ancient and very ominous. The spiders were definitely scary as well, but they weren't ancient and ominous. I agree with Lindsay. This does seem strange. Seems more like the plot of an insane dryad than a true curse. Then how can we explain the dismal atmosphere on the bald hilltop? The pressure both of us felt there, Jod. Maybe the curse drove the poor dryad insane, causing her to lead this spider invasion into the barony. Tristan shakes his head incredulously. In any case, I have alarming news. As soon as the spider invasion was over, I visited the bald hilltop again. It's grown quiet once more, and just as gloomy as before. I don't think the curse is broken, just laying low, like a monster that rests before it feeds again. What? Again? I am sorry for bringing the bad news. Unfortunately, we failed to defeat this curse for good. How much time do we have? Oh, a fair amount. I'd say half a year or even more. Now that the bald hilltop is quiet again, I can barely feel its evil will. I'm sure we will have enough time to prepare for the next attack. I want to deal with this problem once and for all. What do you recommend? Yes, let's level the bald hilltop to the ground and put an end to the curse. I doubt we will be able to defeat it in such a straightforward fashion. The heart of the curse is undoubtedly centered on the bald hilltop, but the spiders appeared all throughout the barony. I don't think we are going to do any damage to the curse by destroying the hilltop. I would expect exactly the opposite. We'd only provoke it into attacking again, immediately on the heels of the last. No, the best we can do for now is make sure we're prepared for the next attack. Don't be such a pessimist, Tristan. We might truly be able to overcome the curse, but only by studying it thoroughly. Your Grace, I will gather all the information available on this situation and get to work. Thank you, Jod. Well, let's prepare for the next attack. Tristan nods. Very wise. If only we knew more about the curse, we might figure out some way to fight it. Lindsay frowns. I don't understand. I spoke to the locals. They never had any spider invasions before, and nothing ever happened on the bald hilltop before either. Now both spiders and the curse, right when the new barony appeared in the Stolen Lands. All of this seems highly coincidental. Yeah, that is a little bit troubling. Alright, that takes care of all our meetings. Let's see if we've got any more events to take care of. Looks like we do. Okay, looks like we get our rewards for taking those meetings. Nothing significant, just a nice little bonus. And we've got a new project as well. That must be the new research project that Jod mentioned. Oof, that's definitely a bit on the pricey side. We'll worry about that a little later. Okay, we also have all the shards for that dwarven helmet. Let's go have a chat with the storyteller. Oh, you found all of the shards of the Trailblazer's helm. Incredible. Let me forge them back together. I cannot wait to hear their story. So, what is your answer? Will you entrust me with this treasure? The storyteller eagerly awaits your response. Forge the Trailblazer's helm for me. The storyteller reverently takes the shards. Thank you, he whispers. This will be one of my finest works. A small remnant of my gift will reside in this helmet, so you may recall its legend on your own. All right, let's have a look at this thing. Trailblazer's Helm. This helm was forged 5 centuries ago by the legendary dwarven smith, Ordleaf. She crafted it for her husband, Jarvand, the Langabuk Patriarch, before the clan forever left their homeland in the Five Kings Mountains and traveled north to establish a new trade route in the River Kingdoms. These troubled lands proved to be full of dangers, especially the territory known today as the Stolen Lands, where the dwarves encountered their sworn enemies, giants. A tribe of hill giants, led by a stone giant called Dagger the Earthraker, ran rampant in the area where the dwarves were building their citadel, Bronze Shield Fortress. The giants would appear out of nowhere, throw large boulders at the dwarves, and disappear before reinforcements could arrive. Infuriated, Jarvand called a hunt for Dagger, and, unfortunately for him, was successful. On a frosty winter morning, a small patrol of dwarves, led by Jarvand himself, encountered the giant's main force. The dwarven trumpeter barely had time to reach for the horn before being crushed by a thrown boulder. Realizing his chances were slim, Jarvand charged Dagger, hoping for an honest one-on-one fight. His enchanted helm protected him, deflecting all the flying stones. But once the two adversaries clashed in close combat, Dagger grabbed Jarvand and hurled him against the nearest cliff. The dwarven patriarch was dead before he hit the ground. The moment he died, his helm shattered to pieces, with a thunderous clang that echoed for miles. Ordleaf gathered the dwarven forces and hurried to the battlefield. In a great battle, the tribe of giants was destroyed, and the body of Jarvand was returned to the fortress for burial. The dwarves were able to find several shards of the helm, which they kept as relics, but many shards were lost. No one has ever managed to collect all the shards and reforge the artifact. Until now. This helmet gives its wearer DR2 against ranged attacks, 10 against falling and thrown rocks, and the ability to cast Good Hope and Crushing Despair spells once per day, caster level 11, difficulty class 17. It also gives a +3 dodge bonus to AC, and +3 insight bonus to savings throws against the enemies of the giant and goblinoid subtypes. Interesting. I guess for now we should probably give that to our designated party tank, Valerie. Though I am still giving some serious thought to actually dropping her from the party. I think I mentioned it before, but I might swap her out so we can have both Ekin and Tristan in the party at the same time. Harem's almost matched her armor class anyway, so he could make a suitable replacement tank. Anyway, we won't do it just yet, but it is something I'm trying to keep in mind. That said, let's hit the pause button real quick, so I can take care of some off-screen bookkeeping. We need to hand off our relics, sell off our loot, and go through those scrolls, see what we can add to our spellbooks. We'll be right back. And welcome back. Our loot is distributed, our spellbooks updated. We obviously don't have enough time to take on Hargulka today, but I think we can at least head back to the Dwarven ruins. Oh, hold on. Shoot. Okay, let's back up real quick. Check that out before we go any further. Tenebrous dreams. A recurrent dream has recently been troubling the Baron's slumbers. He sees valiant heroes entering ancient ruins to descend under the ground, never to return. Their faces show stern resolve, their lips pinched thin. The angry red sun follows the heroes into the darkness, casting its fleeting evening rays upon them. Just before waking, the Baron hears a faint whisper. "Come to me, hero. I await you here, in the tenebrous depths." According to the Baron's dreams, the tenebrous depths are located somewhere in the North Gnarl Marches. It may be possible to visit them and discover what secrets they hold. Intriguing. Well, we'll definitely have to check that out once we're not otherwise occupied. Looks like we've got another event, too. Proposal for cooperation. 3 merchants from Absalom arrived in the region. They're ready to do business with the barony if their conditions are met. Alright, this one's a fairly straightforward random event, so we'll definitely take a stab at it. I guess Canera will have to take care of this one. Ah, and we can already see some of the new features that were introduced in the Enhanced Edition. In this case, we can see Canera's chances of success, which are slightly better than even. Now, we could actually spend crisis points if we really wanted to succeed. I believe those add an extra 25% bonus for every point you spend. Of course, I'm not sure how easy it is to actually replace those, so I think it's best if we save them for an actual crisis. We'll just cross our fingers for now, and hope the dice roll in our favor. Okay, let's get back to it. Oh, another special event. Alright, nothing in immediate line of sight. We could toss up a few buffs, but
Grotus awaits us.
I think I'd rather save those for now.
Ready for anything.
Let's finish them quick.
More trolls, 2 of them branded. And... oh, it's Stefano. The Stefano Mosconi, the Pataxian noble who paid us a visit. Well, he was a bit of a prat, but I guess we should try to help him.
resting would be nice, don't you think?
We lost one of them.
All according to plan.
You see Sir Stefano Mosconi from Patax. He looks reduced from when you first met him. His clothes are torn and blood-stained, and his waxed hair and mustache are bent at odd angles. Noticing you, Stefano salutes you with his rapier. He seems genuinely pleased to see you. We meet again. I confess, I never thought I'd be glad to see you. I'm glad I made it in time. I bow to your dignity. Saving me here after our unpleasant conversation back in your capital must have been controversial. I may even owe you an apology for my behavior. Despite the many flaws, your barony has some potential. Sir Stefano leans on his rapier wearily. The people here, yourself included, are passionate and ready to embrace progress. Not all countries are so open. Stefano inhales sharply. The people of Galt might as well be a mob. Brevoy is eating itself from within by continual struggles for power. And Numeria, why, it's hardly a land at all. I'll show you barbarian strength. You can hear Amiri cracking her knuckles. First, I show you the floor. But here I see a beginning of something greater. Your people admire you, respect you, and believe in a future with you as their leader. Stefano gives a respectful nod. Not all may say the same. I will report this to my King Iravetti. Maybe this barony is actually worthy of becoming Patax's vassal. Vassal? Yes. Sir Stefano pauses for a moment, then looks surprised. What did you think I would offer? Do you think us equals? He scoffs. If your barony were even a hint of becoming a rival to Patax, why, His Highness Iravetti. Stefano looks flustered. Why, he would need to deal with that threat, by vassal treaty or by steel. I see gratitude is fashionably out of date in Patax. Valerie's lips form a thin line, and Stefano flushes, not in anger, but shame. Stefano recovers, straightening. Why, my lady, on the contrary, it is because of gratitude I'm being candid with you right now. Valerie speaks softly, so softly that only you can hear her. Please remain temperate. Stefano may be stupid, but dealing with him here and now would bring you that much closer to the Stag Lord and his bandits. Fair enough. Your honesty is welcome. Next time we meet, it could be on the battlefield. Valerie nods pensively beside you, as though to herself. You understand perfectly well that her approval is meant for you. I will look forward to that meeting, Your Grace, however it unfolds. He salutes with his rapier. It has been an honor. Well, that was certainly much more diplomatic than our first encounter. Just a shame we couldn't save them all. Hopefully this will reflect well on us when we inevitably have to deal with Patax. And since this is a scripted encounter, we'd better sweep the map before we move on. Yeah, we've already got some loot in sight.
In due time. That is not far.
guess that's it.
As it should be.
All right, moving on. You know what? Let's see if we can fill out a little more of the map on our approach. We don't want to go too far out of our way. Just enough to map out a little more of the gnarl marches. Remnants of dwarven fortifications. Not much use to us right now. Oh, okay.
Who will prevail? Does it matter?
Shh. Stinky, lousy, dribbling carrion eaters. Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen this event before. All right, let's get in there.
We should gather our strength.
We do need to make this quick, though, so one grenade coming up. Well, Elf, today you've helped the Dwemer Cat. The Dwemer Cat does not forget those who help her. We shall meet again, perhaps. Who knows?
Really nice, don't you think?
Well, all right then. I'm very curious to see how that turns out.
In due time.
Adventures call to them.
Nice. That's about 100 gold, too. Alright, folks. I've been playing for about an hour at this point, and we do need to set up camp, so I think we've reached a pretty good stopping point for the episode. Like I said, we're right outside the Dwarven Fortress, so we should be able to get back to Hargulka in time for episode 36. Anyway, we'll hit the pause button for now, but we'll pick up here next time as we return to the ruined fortress and put an end to the troll invasion. See you then. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Pathfinder Kingmaker, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, the official YouTube channel, the official Discord server, the official Facebook page, the official Twitter feed, the fan-run wiki, or the original crowdfunding campaign over on Kickstarter. Links are in the description.